It's Julie the Science Fairy, and welcome to our LaBOOratory, where we conduct all sorts of spooky science experiments. And if you watched our first episode, you know that we talked about atoms and how they combine and react. And we did a really cool acid-base chemical reaction where we made a monster head come alive and gummy worms wiggle. And today we are going to teach you all about what a decomposition reaction is. So what is a decomposition reaction? It's when one substance breaks into its separate parts. And we are going to use two things that you might even have around the house: hydrogen peroxide and yeast. Now, hydrogen peroxide is made up of hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms. And when hydrogen peroxide breaks down, like when it's exposed to light, it breaks down, it turns into water and oxygen. Now, this is a really slow process, so that would take a long time, but we're gonna speed things up. We need a catalyst, and that's where the yeast comes in. The yeast contains a special enzyme called catalase, and this enzyme helps break down the hydrogen peroxide into its separate parts very quickly. And as that water and oxygen gas is released, lots of bubbles are created. And now Miss Janet is going to show you how to make your very own Ogre Toothpaste. Doesn't that sound spook-tacular? All right, here we go.
Hello everyone, it's Janet the Science Fairy, and let's get to making our Ogre Toothpaste. What you will need for this experiment is a bottle. This one is a 16-ounce plastic bottle. As you can see, it's tall with a narrow opening. I've also got a glass jar here. It's a little shorter and a different opening. You're going to need a tablespoon of dry yeast, and remember, this is the catalyst. It has that enzyme catalase, which helps break down the hydrogen peroxide even quicker. You're going to require hydrogen peroxide, half a cup. I've already measured that out and used a funnel to pour it into the jar. So half a cup in this one and a half a cup in this one. Now, dish soap is another ingredient. Just a couple squirts in each jar, swirl it around. The dish soap simply helps it become even foamier. Now, the other ingredient you will need is 3 tablespoons of warm water. That's what you're going to mix your yeast in, 1 tablespoon. And the other thing you will want are gloves. Hydrogen peroxide might irritate your hands, and when I actually do the experiment, I'm going to put my glasses on. So safety goggles might be handy. Having a grown-up present always is a good idea too. A tray. You'll see why. If you're going to do this on a kitchen table or a kitchen counter, it's gonna be messy. And a spare rag or two to help clean up, always a good idea. Let's get started. All right, we've got 2 little bowls of our warm water, 3 tablespoons in those. And I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of the yeast and pour that into each of the containers. And then it's a little bit of stirring. Until it's pretty much dissolved. Let's put the glasses on. Here we go. Let's see. There's the first one. What's going to happen? Oh, there it comes. It's like a squirt of toothpaste coming out of the jar. Perfect for an ogre to brush their teeth. Oh. So, you can see it took a little bit of time for that to come up, didn't it? Let's see what happens in a shorter jar. Are you ready? Whoa! And there's the other toothpaste. Oh, it's all kind of a mishmash of colors. What a big ogre toothpaste mess. Oh, how fun. So I hope you get to make this at home. Give it a try, and I want to thank you so much for joining us in our LaBOOratory. It's Janet the Science Fairy saying goodbye.